Turnaround seldom turn is what Warren Buffett said. As an investor, his belief may be right because he has other choices for investment. But can promoters and CEOs turn a blind eye and allow their companies to go down the drain when there is a strong potential to carry out sustainable business turnaround? No. Reasons for business failure could be many. External disequilibrium can be due to events like COVID or a global financial crisis, government policies, or even technological disruption. But most business failures are due to ineffective business strategies, lack of capital, inadequate management team, or even pure mismanagement. Don't confuse balance sheet correction and improving debt-equity ratio by selling a parcel of land as turnaround. Let me give you a classic example of a good business turnaround. When I was a young man in 1980s, I always dreamt of riding a bullet. That was not a common bike then. In 1990s, Enfield was losing 20 crores and was on the verge of shutdown. In 1995, Eicher Motors took over, but nothing great happened until the third generation heir, 26-year-old Sridhar Lal, became the CEO. In 2010, Eicher worked on all the weak areas and introduced Royal Enfield Classic, incorporating modern technology, engine, and a better gearbox. They sold 50,000 bikes in that year with a revenue of 450 crores. Just imagine what the number was in 2018. 800,000 bikes with 10,000 crores in revenue. The stock price was 120 in 2010 and today is 3,600 rupees, a whopping 2,750%. So, how do we do business turnaround? First is to identify the reasons for poor performance. You can't treat an unconscious patient without detailed pathological test. The board should carry out an objective study and not get into rhetorics. Second is to understand the business model versus market expectation. Take the example of the company Bristol Myers. They were losing business as many biopharma companies entered. They closed unprofitable businesses and started focusing on cancer drugs and realigned their product portfolio backed by strong R&D. Third is to spend time in operations. Most people focus on incremental cost reduction, but the fact is, over a period, lots of inefficiencies creep in. Take SAIL. In 2017, their operating margin was 0%, which is now over 20%. They could do this because of overall efficiency improvement and cost reductions. Fourth is to form a core team. Turnarounds require speed. Old team will mostly fail. So you need a strong leader who has a penchant for identifying problems and a knack for making tough choices at the right time. Ashok Leyland appointed Vinod Dasuri and he turned around the fortunes. Fifth is to chalk out a strategy and communicate. The core team should quickly get into chalking out a detailed strategy with timelines. Jack Welch at General Electric got rid of businesses that cannot be in the top three. He communicated his vision and goals throughout the organization and all stakeholders. He disbanded the corporate planning department and made each CEO accountable for his business. He spent 50% of his time with customers telling them how GE is changing. Each company must evaluate what needs to be done and how swiftly. The board must take the initiative and support the strategy. No one can foresee who would turn around, but let me tell you that turnaround kids have outperformed Standard & Poor 500 by a huge margin.